Okay, can everybody hear me? Just let me know by raising your hand icon. Okay, Naomi, I can see you. Patty, Russ, good to see you. Okay, and Happy New Year to you too, Laverne. All right, so we're going to get started here.
Yeah, hey guys, I've got a question for all of you before we get started. This is Mark Stevenson. We appreciate you guys coming to the Tech Talks. There are a lot of our customers who don't take advantage of these, and we're trying to figure out better ways to communicate. So how many of you would watch this if it was a scheduled time and just a video playing? So in other words, if you could tune in to what we call an anytime webinar, where basically it just like starts at 7 o'clock at night, and you tune in at a different time, would that be more convenient? Do you think you'd be more likely to attend?
Love being able to ask questions.
Yeah, I get that, definitely.
How about the rest of you? Yes, Margie Jones says yes. Would for me, maybe once a month for something like that.
Okay. Have any of you watched the recorded Tech Talks, the videos? Okay. So you guys are all doing kind of both, it sounds like. You're coming to the live ones when you can, and then you're doing the recordings. Okay. All right, so you obviously, because you're here, you're part of the good group that reads our emails. We have a lot that do that don't. So we're just trying to figure out the best way to serve you guys and make sure you get the information you need. Okay, thanks for the feedback. And if you have any thoughts on how we could do these better, or times we could do them, or things like that, just communicate them as questions during the webinar here with Alan, and then we'll take them into consideration. Thanks, everybody.
All right, so we're going to get started here. What I have open right now is version 17. As you can see, there's some changes that you could point out right away. We're going to go through the design screen for you. The first part we have up here is our menu group. Actually, we have file up here, which everybody's familiar with. We do have a sub-menu group up here, okay, that we can do some things onto, which you had the same thing in version 17. Once we have an image up here, then we'll be able to do things up here or a design. But we have file, which allows me to go in and, just like version 15, open up a blank design, simple wizard, which kind of walks you through designing, whether you're doing Liberty, which is the embroidery side of it, or Hotfix Era. You'll have that in there too. You'll have I have complete wizard for embroidery because on my software here, I have both embroidery and rhinestones. Now, if you only have rhinestones or spangle, you will not have complete wizard embroidery, okay? So you would have complete wizard for Hotfix, okay? And then you have open a design document, a graphic file, just like you've noticed in version 15 in the file group. You also have some information, recent documents on the right, which stores the last last designs that you have been working on, and it does does give you the modification date when it was last modified, where those files are located. Okay, and let me see. I got a question here. There was one that was scheduled multiple Fridays in a row. Friday won't work after this week. Please pick different days and times, varying schedules. Okay, I'll let him know that. I'll let Mark know that, Naomi. Okay, but we do have the recordings on our website for whenever you want. Anybody that does register for the Tech Talk will get a we'll get an email notification about the Tech Talk and where you can link on to actually download the videos, okay? Purchasing the upgrade, want you to call us. It's I'm not really familiar with the purchase pricing, or if there's people that are grandfathered in that gets a free upgrade. I'm not sure about those answers. But if you call your salesperson who you bought your version 15 from, they'll let you know all those details, okay? and early bird price. Again, that Laverne, that would be something that sales can actually talk to you about more. Let me see. Thanks. I tend to ask multiple questions. That's fine, Naomi. You can ask always. That's what we're here for, to answer your questions, get you more familiar with the software, and get out producing great graphic art. Okay, back to our tech talk here. So in the file menu, nothing's really changed. You still have save, which incorporates your save the design document as it saves the DSG file, which you pretty much are familiar with. And the DSG file, if you're not familiar with, is basically the design file. DSG stands for design. Design files allows you to go into that file at any given time and make modifications to it, maybe change the date of a design. Maybe you put down 2016 last year for a design. Customer wants it again in 2017. You can click on that date, change it to 2017, what have you. Okay. Then you have, you could save vector graphics. Okay, you can export vector graphics. If I had a vector graphic on screen right now, these would not be grayed out. So you can export them as EMF files or HTML files. Okay. Bitmap graphics, you can actually export JPEGs and PNGs as PNG images. Now, PNG images are great because they allow you to put a background color. So if you're going to display something on your website or your social media group and the image looks great with a black background, you could put a black background, export the graphic as a bitmap, and then import it up into your and upload it up into your website. Because I have embroidery and Hotfix, I can export as embroidery, okay, which means I would save the file as a DST file. DST is what the machine understands. Since we're talking about Hotfix today, we can actually export as Hotfix, just like you have in Windows 15, Design Era 15. It does display it differently. When you went to save, you chose Save As, and you had export features, but it didn't look exactly like this. In the Hotfix tab, you have Export Send Hotfix File. This is the button that I would send it to my machine through a USB cable. If I was sending off to a cutter, I could export Hotfix template as a stencil file, which is for a cutter. Okay, and you can see that information is explained underneath the As feature. And then I could send Hotfix template. Export. This will actually write me a file format for that I could save for a cutter. This one here would send directly to the cutter. The send. Okay. The information screen actually tells me about the design property info card. If I had a design up here, it would actually tell me the name of the file, the type of file it is, location of the file where it's stored on my computer. I could put job authority. This is all part of the wizard. Okay. When you do the wizard keys, it asks you all these questions. What's the code name of the file? Like if you store your designs, catalog them by code, you could put that code up here. You could also put the title of the design. If it was a revision to a previous one, you can actually put those notes here. The owner of the file would be your company name. Any comments that you need to recall at a later date, something about this image or design, whether you put it on an Anvil 880 or you put it on a V80L, like a V-neck, or you just, for what the customer ordered before. So if they just say, hey, remember that order you did for me last April? Can you run me another 12? Well, you'll have all that information here in the comment section, so you can recall very quickly, okay, what you did. Okay. Company created who, by who, modified by who. If someone went in and modified, you can copyright your designs if you have a copyright insignia, or I think that the way that works is a stamp, which will copyright it. The job requested on, this is when when you were hired to do the job. The job order number, the customer it's for, requested for, created on. These are all calendars, by the way. If you click on this, you can see it's a calendar. You choose the calendar, the date on the calendar, when it was created, and the demanded time, when it's requested. In the category section, you can actually categorize all your designs when you save them, and it helps you recall designs and organize them a little better. For instance, and you can add different categories here at any given time. You have letters, kids and babies, special days, animals, applique, seasons, borders, frames, sports, floral, custom, and you can add anything here to it just by clicking on this 3 buttons, and you can choose batteries. The battery died in here. Right in the middle.
To keep some underneath it there.
I think everybody can hear me now. All right, can everybody hear me? Okay. Sorry, my microphone ran out of battery power. Thanks for letting me know, guys. It's really helpful. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. All right. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Sorry about that delay right there. All right. No, it's never you. It's always us, Leah. Okay. All right. All right. Back to what we're talking about. What I was talking about is actually the category editor. The category editor, as I mentioned, you can actually add categories so you can save your designs under different categories. Makes organization a little easier. You have a new item or new category header, all right, which would be something like letters, kids and babies, animals, whatever you want to do. And then inside each one of those categories, you can add sub-items, okay? Like under special days, we have St. Valentine's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving. You can add Memorial Day to it, and it's very simple. You just click on New Item, type it in there, and boom, you have a new category, okay? And that'll be under Special Days, okay? Where did I put it? Where did I put that? I don't think I hit OK. There it is, Memorial Day. All right, so I'll have to delete that one. Okay, so you do have categories, okay? Let me see, I got a question. Would you go here to open the file instead? You could. You can actually go ahead and open up those files. You would just go ahead and open, and you would go to open up a design. And you have, let's see, design library. And then I have no design saved, but here's your category searches right here. So if I had designs and categories, they would list themselves right here. The name, any pictures or graphics that are associated with the design, different stitch information and stuff like that, the created day and everything there. So, as a matter of fact, you have different views of this, I think. Let's go here and go to normal view is this, okay? So your categories will be shown in here. Let me see again, options. Prices, all those things will be found in there. All right, let's keep going in the file. Also in the information screen, you do have send designs by email. Any design that you have created, you could automatically send to a customer that you're digitizing for right from there. It'll send them the DSG file. Putting Memorial Day into the category, it's simple. In the catalog, if I go to category here in the design properties, you have your category list here, and then you have inside each one of these categories, you have sub-items. To add a category, you click on the button with the 3 dots, and you could add a new category. So if I want to add a new category, let's go ahead and do this, and I could do birthdays. Okay? And then once I click on birthdays, if I want to add a sub-item in there, and let me hit apply. Okay, and then if I want to add a sub-item, I can click on sub-item. You can see what it's doing. It's adding different sub-items, and I could sub-item off of that, sub-item off of that. So you have different ways of adding as much information as you need. Okay? Okay. All right, so the other thing I was talking about was actually be able to send a design to email. When you click on this, it automatically sends an email. However, you must have Outlook since it's actually working with Outlook Express, which is a Microsoft product, okay? So you would need Outlook, but once you have it, you can actually do that. So let me go ahead and go back to the file. You also have Hotfix Database pricing, okay? When you click on this, there's all your different stones, okay? And you can go from rhinestones to rhine studs, which will put it in millimeters. The quantity of the studs that you're doing, and or actually you do a price of a stud is this, and you can assign it as a favorite, so maybe like clear or black, and all your primary colors can be listed as a favorite. Okay, puts a star in there, and now it's something that I could find right away. Once you put all your prices in here based upon what each rhinestone costs, usually this would be 0.0003 if you buy them from Coleman & Company, like colors, or not for rhinestones it would be 0.0003. Then at the end of the design, you can actually pull up your pricing of what it's going to cost. Okay, and that's found in here. I have no Hotfix design on screen, so that's why this is grayed out. But this is your database. This is how you set up for what the Hotfix pricing does. In the print feature, you do have printed design, print formats for embroidery. You won't have that, but you'll have Hotfix draft printing, which will actually print your design, and we'll show you that in the coming weeks ahead as we go through version 17 together. January period of time is actually just introducing. I'll be doing the introduction to Hotfix Era today, as well as 2 Fridays from now, and then next the counter week next week will be Stitch Era Liberty, which is the embroidery side. I'll be doing that this week, next week, as well as the 4th week of January. And then in February we'll start doing the regular tech talks about how to do different things within it. Okay, as more and more people have upgraded. In the options, you have preferences, setups. No surprise here. It's all laid out the same way, all the same tools, all the same settings. Okay, so nothing's changed on options. You do have customized shortcuts, just like you did on 15, where you can do shortcut keys on your keyboard for different things you want to do. Okay. And then the account just displays who you are, your license key number, how many activations you have. Where it's, what the computer name is, all that stuff. You do have Service Center here, which would log you right into Sierra's Service Center for those nasty access violations. What do they mean? How to fix those? You can find that information in Technical Assistance, which will open up a FAQ site where you can read information about the problem that you're having. You could also click on Sales Contact if you want to buy, purchase, an upgrade, or maybe more fonts or something like that. Change registered user. You can actually change them if you sell your business and you want to actually change the registered user. You can do that right from here, and change as well as change license ownership, which was not available in version 15. Okay. All right, going on, and then we got exit, which will exit out the software. Okay. Any questions on the file? Okay. Got a lot of territory to cover today. Okay. All right, artwork. Most of you are familiar with the file, the artwork, the hotfix, and the view. Okay, those 3. Don't worry about embroidery. If you have embroidery as well, you would have embroidery, but you probably just have hotfix. In the artwork tab, same thing. We have open a rasterized image, just like you're well aware of in version 15. You also have open a vector file or GIF from application, which if you have a design currently open in CorelDRAW or Adobe Illustrator, it will grab that design and bring it into the Hotfix Era, so you can convert things to rhinestones. You have different shapes. Okay, you can see you're all familiar with these. This is in a different position. Shapes used to be over on the right before raster. Okay. Any graphic image you bring in, you can add different polygons, stars, lines. These are just quick design aspects that you can do. If you wanted a 6-pointed star, you can do that. If you want to change the slant of the angles, you can do that. Make a curve out of it. A lot of different graphic shapes you can do. You can change the color of the lines, go to a solid color, and make different shapes that way. Okay, this is all just how to make shapes. Okay. Your text feature opens up. This is a little different. You can see the vector, the text opens up in a dialog box where you can choose the font you want. Okay. Choose the height of your font. Okay. Bold it, italicize it, and your text field is here. It's no longer underneath this where it used to be. Now I can click in here and type in what I want to say. Okay, so if I want to just do ColDesi, C-D-E-S-I. When I hit enter, that's when I'm done typing my text, I click on the checkbox, and there it is. I'm going to get the access violation because I never really activated my software. And there we have it. Okay? So it's a different way of adding text, but it's kind of similar in the way that it worked before. Okay? And then you have manual. You have the arc nodes where you can actually draw out different things. Then you have automatic mode where you have your autocomplete, auto trace, auto center path when you have a graphic in here. We'll talk about that more in a couple weeks. And of course, the freehand where you could draw anything with a pen and not worry about how jagged it is, but it converts to a nice smooth path after that. Okay, you can see wherever I stop my pen, that's where I put a node. Okay, we'll talk about technique on that. Okay, let me just go ahead and delete that. Okay, so come on, cut. There we go. Now, also in the home, okay, which is kind of brand new. Most people had artwork, Hotfix, and View. Home is a new tool, okay, where we can open up a new design, open up an existing file. Catalogs. Let's go through catalogs. This is pretty cool. When we open up catalogs, we have media images rasterized, and if we click on the drop-down list, we have native DSG files. These are DSG files that were created, design files, previously, okay? Automatically pulls them up. We have embroidery design formats. These are DST files, which are embroidery machine. These are stitch files. We have images that are rasterized, and we just navigate to the folder where those rasterized images are, right here, okay? And then we have vectors, the same thing. You also notice, too, that in the vectors, they put a couple more vectors in there for you to play with, okay? You see that dog face right there, the cat, the baby, the city skyline, different things. They added a couple things here that you can work on. Bonefish Grill would love this one, okay? Vectored images, and then you have Motifs Hotfix. This is something that they added to you, already created designs, okay, that you could just bring in. Like if I wanted to spell Allen, okay, I just bring in A, and there are the rhinestones. Okay, smart. I'm going to turn on 3D. Okay, let's go ahead and go down to an L. Where's the L? G-H-I-J-K-L. Okay, I'm just going to spell the word Al. Okay. And there it is. These are already created designs ready to run out on my machine. I could send them over. The other thing I may want to do is actually change some properties. I don't have an SS4 stone, so change it to an SS6. Okay? And just go through it. Maybe I want this to be blue. Maybe I want this to be an SS10. Okay? So click on it, choose an SS10, and boom, you have an SS10 stone. Okay, so these are already created designs you could send right to your machine. Now, as you can tell on the left-hand side, there's several categories for these free designs that they give you. Alphabets, okay, when you open it up, you have decorative letters, okay, and there's 140 of them, okay. As you go down this list, you can see there's many different styles. Look at those, okay, and you have Old English font style right there, already created. All you gotta do is choose the stone, bring it in. Deselect, go in here, and it's not going to be the right stones you want. Just go ahead and change those stones. Maybe we'll do a clear SS10 here, and maybe we'll do, and then you could actually change the separation. They call it separation this one, not bead spacing. Okay, so they do change some things up. And then I can go into the body, which, I just click on it a couple times. You'll see it. This will change to the body color. I just had it too. There it is. And then you could choose the body. So I'm going to choose an SS10. So there you go. And then you could change the hexagon fill. You could change the radial fill. You could actually change the bead spacing. Everything's, you could change any part of it at any given time. Okay. So these are kind of cool little things that you can do. We can go into alphabet, animals and bugs. We click on dogs, and boom, there's some outline of some dogs that you can use. I don't know if any of you do dog shows, but there you go. You have some dog feature there and some fishes. Okay. A lot of people on the coastline that actually do fishes. Celebrations and feelings, okay? These are my emotions, okay? You can actually do hearts for the Valentine's Day coming up, okay? Fantasy, faces and emotions. So there's your emojis, okay? You got a whole bunch of them, okay? Which is pretty cool if you're doing something on a bib for a baby. Food and drink, you open this up, you have foods and vegetables. You have basically outline files which you could fill in real easy, which we'll show you in the weeks to come. Frames and borders, you got banners and signs, which gives you automatically created rhinestone designs, okay, for banners and signs. Ornaments, okay, these are basically motifs that you can add to your design to enhance it a little bit. A lot of different options there. And of course, shields, if you're doing some kind of patchwork or you're making something look like a patch, there's several different shields that you can use there and then put information inside. And then last one is games. In the games, we have puzzles, okay? These are going to be basically puzzle pieces that you can put together and make a design out of. So they do give you some motifs for hotfix, okay? And memory blocks, this is just memory blocks inside the software. And Hotfix designs, machine format, they do give you some designs here that are, actually no they don't, these are the designs that I created, okay? That is just showing me the design, the machine format. These are the DST files, the embroidery files. So that's something new that version 17 gives you, which I think is a good value. That's catalogs, okay? So you work within them, you do have we turn off the folders and we turn off the files, and you have, again, we'll just go through native DSGs. You have image rasterized, vectored images, motifs, embroidery if you have an embroidery software, and hotfix, and then hotfix designs, anything that you save that are not a DSG file. Okay. Your undo, your back button, your undo is right here. Your redo, you can go forward or backwards in the design. You have clipboard, which if I say I had this in here before, and if I want to recall it, I just hit the clipboard and it comes right back in. Okay, paste. Format, you can repeat designs, okay, or images. This is all images, okay. So if I did the paste and I wanted to click on that, and I want to go back into home. And this is for designs. Repeat would be for designs. The list, it's my memory block. Pages, different page sizes you can add here too. Okay, so if you're working on a cutter, like a Cricut cutter, and I guess if your cutting mat was 12 by 12, you can actually make a new page here and set it for what your Cricut cutter is. So I can actually add a new one by clicking on the plus sign, and I'm going to call it Cricut or Silhouette or whatever you're working, and then the size of it here, you can do 12.0 and 12.0. Or if they have a 12 by 24, you can add that too. You can apply it. It brings it in here. I could select it. Okay. So now when I go to Pages, I can go to that Cricut. Let's see, it's at the bottom of the list here. There it is right there. And there's my Cricut page size, okay? So anything within here I can cut. Got a question here. Let's see. We got a question from Mike. Does it still import from CorelDRAW? Yes, it is. The import from CorelDRAW is a little bit more flawless now. The problem with the import from CorelDRAW in Sierra 15 is that Windows actually went right to version 10, 8.1, and then 10, and those something with the way that the data taught didn't allow it to open up correctly. But all those are supposed to be worked out, and that's the reason why version 17 came out, because of the Windows moving forward with operating system version 10. Okay, you can import from Illustrator. That is actually right here. If you go to Artwork, you got the GIF from application. You have both CorelDRAW and Illustrator right there. Okay, just like you had it on version 15. But it won't be found in the home, okay? The home, when you go to the home, if you go to catalogs, you can import your graphics this way. For instance, if I want to go to a vectored image, okay, I click on vector, and I just basically go to the folder where my vectored image has been saved. And then I could drag and drop it right into the design field, okay? So that's another way you can do it. You can do it from the home and in catalogs, okay? Or you can do it from the artwork and bring it in either from open a vector file here or get from application, or if it's a raster, JPEG, PNG, TIFF, all those type of images, you can open them up in the rasterized image. This is compatible with Windows 8.1? Yes, it is. Okay, it is compatible all the way up to Windows 10. Okay. All right. All right, back in the home. Let's make sure we covered everything. You have hoops here. Okay, if you're working on a rhinestone machine, okay, you can go to hoops, and then you go to Hotfix Database. We're going to go to Hotfix Machine Workspace. In the Hotfix machine, all we do is choose the machine what we have. If you have a CAMS machine, you choose a CAMS machine. And there are the different CAMS machines. You have the 1v2p, which most people have. I hit OK, and you can see there is my table. Okay, there's my graphic that I brought in earlier. Okay, there's my table size. Okay, so that's in the hoops. Okay, you have if you have a different machine type, but you have Sierra products, you also have GemFix, DS Tech, NC Korea, I'm not sure what that is, AAS, ASP. The ASP is actually for Spangle. Okay, this is your Spangle hoop. It's a 17 by 13. Boom, there it is. There's your Spangle table. Okay, let me see. Got a couple questions. Do we get a disk with the upgrade or download only? Right now, it is a download only because the software is available. But we've been until the training videos were complete, we wanted to continue offering version 15 with what I've been told is an upgrade to 17. Again, you want to talk to your salesperson about the details on that. Let me see, if you change the size of the motifs, will it change it permanently? It'll only change it in the design window. In other words, I can't go in and let me answer this question. If I go into catalogs, okay, and I go to the motifs for Hotfix, and let me go ahead and let me bring one of these bad boys in. I want to bring that C in, okay? If I resize this C inside this window, it doesn't resize or change the property of the motif. It only changes it in my design working window. There's no way to change the sizes here. I work within my design window to change these. Okay, I think that answers your question. All right, let's see. Let me see. Do we get a disk? Okay, got that one. If you change the size of the motif, got that one. Version 17. How can I show my image on a T-shirt simulation view or as a mock-up? All right, let's use this design as to answer that question. Let me go ahead and shrink this down to a more doable size, like you can see right there. Right now we're at 1.54 inches, inch and 1.5 inch. A couple things I do. Number one, let's go ahead and change some properties about this. Okay, I want this to be shown on a black shirt. Okay, so let's go to an SS6 stone. All right, let's just change all these. By the way, I do have Object Inspector here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change all these black, okay, to a different stone, okay? And again, we're going to go through this more in detail at later dates, but there we go. Now I'm going to choose all the red. Down here, it's an SS8. Okay, I don't have an SS8, so I'm going to go SS10. All right, and there's my design, okay? Now, in order to show this design to a customer, what I want to do is go to the background, change the background color, and then what I would do is File, and I would go to Print. Let me go to Print Design, Simulation. Let me go to Preview. Nope, this is not the one. Hold on one second. This is not the one. What I want to do is go to View, and I'm going to go to Simulation Screen. What this does, it opens up my design on a black screen. Up here, we can actually go and save the image, okay? And I'm not going to save it as a transparent background, okay? I'm going to save the image as it is. And I'm just going to save it to desktop, all right? And this becomes something I could send a preview to a customer. So let me go to the big C, okay? And I'm going to save it as a PNG, which saves the background image. Portable Network Graphics is a format that saves the background image. JPEGs usually do not. So let me go ahead and get out of the simulation screen here. And we'll go to the desktop. And I think I saved it on here. Where is it at? Where's the big C? I don't see it here. Oh, there it is right there. This is what I send to my customer, okay? And as you can see, this is what they will get, okay? It's a perfect preview of the design in rhinestones. Okay. Let me go ahead and close out this preview. There it is. Hold on 1 second. Close. There we go. Okay. I think that answers that question. We had another question here. They mailed me software. Okay. They mailed you, I guess, a instruction sheet to download, I guess, Deb. Which one is for the Spangle Elite? This is the software for Spangle Elite, Pro Spangle Machine, CAMS Machine, a lot of other machines that actually work with Sierra. So it's not machine specific. Okay. In other words, if you have Spangle Elite, you will get version 17 will have all these features for it. Okay. So you'll have the same thing. Okay. Which one is for Spangle Elite? So under hoop setting is what I'm at. Oh. There are different 1v6Ps in the list. Let me answer that question real quick. In the view, I'm sorry, let me just go ahead here and go to Hotfix. Sorry, Home, and go to Hoops. And we got a question here about the different machine types that are listed here, okay, in the CAMs, okay. When I go to CAMs, there are different. There's a 1v2P, a 1v6P, which was a smaller machine, the original machine, okay. And actually and then the 1v6P new would be this one here. This would be the one that has a 16 by 16 hoop. Actually, no, this is the one that has the older hoop, okay, the older machine, the gray one. This is actually wrong. I'll have to make sure that they change that. But this should have been 15.748. This is the 1v6P machine. The 4-head machine would be this one here, which is the right size table. And the 2v12P was a machine that Young Man made a couple years ago, which had 2 guns on it with 12 hoppers, okay? Kind of expensive machine that didn't really sell, so they discontinued it. There is a way I could fix that in the Hoop Database. So if I go into Hoop Database and I choose that 11 by 81, let me see, where is it at? Let's see, 15.748, there it is. It's a Sally machine. This one here, CAMS, this is wrong. So I'm going to delete that item. And that would be the optional machine, not the CAMS 1v6P. 15.748 would be this one here. And then I can just add the CAMS 1v6P to it. So this will be fixed on the software, I promise you. And this one here was the 1v6P. Basic, apply. Okay, so now when I go into my hoop and I choose my Hotfix workspace, and I choose my CAMS machine, that 1v6P will be the right size, right? I have to figure out how to change that. But basically what it does, it opens up the square hoop for the CAMS machine, which you can see there. Okay. You could import PLT files with the PLT add-on, okay? The PLT files was never a feature that came with the standard Hotfix Era. It was always an optional add-on since not everybody works with PLT files or come from a cutter-based background. Although there is an extenuating large volume of users of Sierra that do come from a cutter background and then upgraded to the automatic machines, okay? All those files that they use for their cutter, they would want to bring in the Sierra to send off to a myriad of different machines. Maybe you have a Spangle Elite machine that you want to run spangles on, or maybe you have a Pro Spangle machine, which is the 6-color Spangle machine. You want to send those designs that you used to cut out for rhinestones over to that. You would need that PLT add-on feature. So if you're going to talk to your salesperson and you do have PLT files or old stencil type files that you used to cut out, and you want to be able to use them for an automatic machine, then you could bring them in that way, okay? but you would need the import PLT feature for that. Okay, let me see. Got a couple questions here. Let me see. All right, for cams, there are different 1v6Ps in the list. Okay, so we got that one. Under the hoop setting is what I meant. Okay, what is the best way to put designs on the website, either BMP or PNG? I use PNG because PNG captures the background color. If your design looks better on a black background, then you want to market it with a black background so people are attracted to it. So if you need it on a white background, again, I always save as a PNG. I just change the background color to whatever I want. The other thing a lot of people don't even realize they have is actually the ability to put a fabric behind it. So if I want to see what this looks like, you click on the drop-down list next to background, you got background fabric. And then you have different standard fabrics here. If a customer could send me a picture of the fabric they want to see what their design is, when I get it, I save it as a bitmap file and save it to the fabric folder in Sierra. And then I could choose that fabric. Okay, let's go ahead and choose this blue. And you can see what it does. Now, when I go ahead and go to my simulation screen, view, simulation, okay, it gives me a swatch of what that design looks like on fabric, okay, on the fabric of my choice. This is something I could send back to the customer as a preview, and they can get their approval on their fabric, okay? It's a very useful resource for you. Most customers don't do that, so now to get rid of the fabric, just like go back to edit fabric, and up here in the right corner you have clear fabric. Click on it, it releases it, and it goes away. Okay. All right. Let's see. Which is for the Spangle Elite? Which one is for Spangle? Leah, can you clarify your question? Which one? What are you asking? Which one of what? Which one is for the Spangle Elite? Oh, you're talking about the hoops? For the Spangle Elite, let me go to Home. Let me go to Hoops. And okay, for the Spangle Elite, if I go to Machine Workspace, and I go to Machine Brand, if I go to AAS, I think it's AAS. No, I think this is it, 16 inches wide. No, it's a square. Hold on. ASP. Let me see. I think this is it right here because it's kind of a rectangle. There it is right there. Okay. And again, let me change the background color back to white so we can see everything. Okay, you can see that becomes my table size, okay, or your machine size. Okay. You could also modify the table size or the page size by going to Pages and go to Page Setting and set your own parameters and name it whatever you want to name it. And then hit close and then just choose it from the page drop-down list. It'll be listed right here. Now, when you choose one of these, of course, it changes to that page size. So you have full adaptability to whatever machine size or whatever background or canvas size you need. Okay? All right, import PLT. Where do I find the import PLT files? Okay, when you do have the optional add-on, okay, I can actually go to, I think it's File, and I go to Open, and down here is, let's go, hold on, let me just scroll down a little bit here, see a little bit more on my screen. Boom. Okay, I can go to, no, open a design document. I don't think this is it. Hold on one second. Let me find it for you. And I don't think I have open PLT files on here. Open a graphic file. No, that's not it. Let me see. Let's go into the, no, not file. Hold on. I think I want to go to is it artwork? No. Home. I don't have open PLT file here, okay? I don't have a PLT add-on on my software, but I believe it'll be under catalogs. And then under catalogs, I got Hotfix. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have PLT. It would show up here. Embroidery zines and Motifs embroidery, Motifs, Hotfix, or it might be machine format. Let me go to folders. Let me see if I think I got PLT files on here. I'm not sure. DST. No, I don't have any PLT files on here, but I think it's going to be under catalogs, and it's going to be under the media hotfix designs, machine formatted designs. The format would be the PLT file. Is what I'm thinking. Is what we're talking about. Okay. I don't have a better answer for that right now because only we don't have it. It would be under hot. Let me see. I got an answer here. It would be under hotfix file. Let's see. Let me see, insert. Oh, there it is. Okay, great. Okay, Laverne, thank you for that. PLT files is going to be shown in Hotfix. Go to insert, and I think you go to insert a stencil file. And the stencil file that we're looking for are PLT files. You can see that right here. Okay, and I don't think I have any PLT files on this. I don't think I do. Let me see. No, I had no PLT files on here. But you would open them up right from here. It's from the Hotfix window. I'm not sure why they didn't put it in file. That's where I used to find it before, on the open. Okay? Thanks for your help there on answering that question. Okay. And then you have your output, okay, in the home. You have information about the design properties. Takes you automatically to that, where it tells you what the design name is. Okay, it's just, I've entitled the design, so it's just coming up as design, when it was created, modified. It was modified first on December 29th, 1899, long time ago. Where you guys been? This software's been out since for well over 100 years. I haven't saved. Of course, I didn't use a wizard, so the job authority and categories won't even be listed here where that's saved. Okay, but that's your machine information. That's your design information card. You could save it as right here, save file, save as. Remember up here used to be there still is a save as function here, so you could save the file up here as well. They just give it to you on the home screen as well. You could print the file. You could print the hotfix file. Preview. Boom. There it is. Basic bitmap preview. That's all it is. And you can share it. Like if I want to send this design by email, I can click on it right here and send the design right to email. I don't have Outlook Express on here, so I'm not going to be able to send it. Okay? Anybody that had version 15 or version 11 or version 10 or version 7 or any of those other versions, you had two softwares saved on your computer. You had the Design Era, and then you had this Embroidery or Design Explorer. They put it inside of one software now. You no longer have two different files. You have Embroidery Explorer, and it allows me to go in and open up a whole new program to allow it to see what that design looks like. So I don't know if any of you have ever used this at all, Design Library. I don't have anything Design Library, but desktop I do. So if I want to see what this design looked like, boom, it opens it up right away. That's what the Explorer does. It allows you to explore for designs and pull them up and use them. Okay. And then system settings, okay, which is your options and preferences. Before, you used to have to go to File and then go to Options and Preferences there. They have it right here under System Settings, easy for you to go to and change things. All right, we got a question here. Getting back to putting an image on a shirt, can you show your image actually shown on a T-shirt like a V-neck? The way I would, no, there are no product blanks within the Sierra software. That's what you're talking about. CorelDRAW, Smart Design software actually has product blanks that you can use. Basically, a graphic image of a T-shirt or a hat or a bag that you can put your designs on. The way I do it, okay, is actually I save the design as a PNG with a black background, and using Photoshop, I could actually open up a T-shirt and then bring the design in and put it right and superimpose it right on the T-shirt. I use Photoshop because Photoshop has a magic wand where I could delete the black background, okay, and then it puts a transparent background, so I can just drag my image and put it right on the shirt, and then size it. And then that's how I do my product blanks. I use real T-shirt images and, to store on my Etsy site. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and I'll show you how well that works. Okay. Let's see. I'll just go to Etsy, and we'll go. And so I use real T-shirts. Okay, and I'll go to my product vendor for my T-shirts, and I'll save the image of the T-shirt, name it, and everything. And let's go into, let me see. Hold on. I figures I don't know that. Hold on, let's go to Pixie Dust Couture. All right, this is my site here, and if I just go to let me go. Hold on. You see, all my designs are on T-shirts. Okay, so you can see using Photoshop, I can actually put the the different designs right on the T-shirt and have them look like they're part of the T-shirt. It actually does a little bit better. So if I click on something like this here, okay, it just superimposes it on there. That's the way I always have done my I've done my marketing using real T-shirts so people get a good sense of what it really looks like. Okay, hope that answers your question. So it's very simulated on a shirt, yes, and that's the way I do it. Okay, let me see here. Where were we at? Okay, we're on Embroidery. Okay, let me see. We have 5 minutes. Wow, so much information on version 17 that we have to have 2 weeks to do it. Okay. All right, the artwork we kind of went through. It's kind of no surprise here. Yeah, sales have been very, very slow. It's just I don't have a salesperson to actually push it, and I'm working all the time. So it's right now. It's just I do it as a hobby for a friend of mine, and it's actually helping me be able to answer questions to people that are actually startups. Okay, where do I market from? How does Etsy work? You know, what kind of stuff do I put on Etsy? What moves better? As I start working over these humps and as my marketing gets a little bit, better with my taglines and all that stuff, my product description and all that stuff, and how I'm merchandising my design online, I can answer those questions a little better and provide a little bit of feedback on how you could be successful. Can we get a brief overview of the new features for design? We will. There's no way we're going to cover it all in one day. We are taking 2 weeks in the Hotfix Era to navigate through it. So in 2 weeks, we'll cover introduction to version 17 again, where we'll actually create some designs. Today, it's just an overview of the different look of it, okay? Because one of the main concerns people have is how long is it going to take me to relearn the software? Because usually when you go from version 11 to version 15, there was a big change in how the look of the designing was, where everything was located. And the same thing, we have a subtle change. We still have some changes, but you got to know where everything is, and that's what I'm hoping to help you with understanding in version 17 here. So we got a question. Nice. I got to get. Okay. So we can buy PLT files online, and we'll be able to use them as normal. Yes. Places like Rhinestone World and BlingArtUSA.com and Dakota Collectibles, they will actually sell you an already pre-made design, and they'll send you an EPS file, a PLT, a PNG image. PNG is just so you can see what the image looked like. And the EPS is because some people use EPS formatted software to bring those files in. Okay? They'll also send you a PLT file. A PLT file will allow you, with the PLT add-on in the software, you could bring those purchased designs from companies and open them right up into your software and send them off to a machine. Okay? Will we be able to get scheduled online training with version 17? Yes. John Dunbar, who's our corporate trainer, will be providing all online training lessons for version 17. Okay? So he's ready to go. He's just got a couple more classes to do for version 15 for new product buyers. And then version 17 is being released now. So he's actually ready to provide that training for you. Got a question here. I purchased some Hotfix designs from Coleman. Okay, they are in a BMB DST or CAMS. Actually, they're in YNG files. Okay, when when rhinestone technology started to come out of the market machine-wise, okay, the product manufacturer oftentimes supplied the software in which can communicate with their machines. And CAMs made by Youngnam, they produced a software called GemMaster. Now, GemMaster wrote a native file. That native file was YNG. Okay, so you can get a YNG add-on to this Sierra software because Youngnam has worked in partnership with Sierra to create the drivers to understand their file format. I have it on mine because the first 5 years of selling CAMS machines and training people on CAMS machines, I had the GemMaster file. When Sierra and other software vendors actually started getting involved with the rhinestone part of it, then they had to be able to bring in formats that people have been using so they can actually work within their own software, okay? And YNG is one of those. So for you, Leah, you would need the YNG add-on if you're going to use Coleman & Company's designs to send off to, if you had a Spangle machine. If you got those designs from Michael at Coleman & Company, you can download from the website GemMaster software, which will allow you to bring those YNG files into GemMaster and then send them off to your CAMS machine. Okay, so if you don't want to actually spend the money to get the add-on feature to Sierra for YNG, then you can just use the GemMaster, so it won't cost you anything. What's the URL for non-copyright artwork you use? You mentioned it before in a webinar. I don't have that information. The owner of that website, I'm the web developer for that website, but I think she goes through a program that her lawyer set up to copyright her designs, and she does them in batches. So I don't have a clear answer for you on that copywriting. Okay, but I believe what we could do, you could assign copyright information to a design in the Sierra software, as long as you have, I think it's a stamp that, or it's a program that comes in and stamps as a copyright, and then you can put the information about the copyright name or title or whatever. Okay. Let me see. Moving on. Let's see. Artwork, and the other one we have is Hotfix. No new information here. Everything's still the same as version 15 or version 11, where you have your different fills. Now you don't have all these fills. Okay. You have the area with Hotfix grading fill, you have the flat fill, you have the flexible fill, the ring fill, the uniform fill, and the path. These other ones, these spectacular fills, outer ring fills, and ray column effects will actually be add-on functions. Okay, my software here has a full boat version of all the fill programs, so we could train people how to use it. But these are purchasable add-ons if you wanted to use those. Okay. We also have assorted fills, okay? Again, you will have path with assorted and area with assorted. You won't have these other ones here. These are optional purchasable ones, okay? But we do have them. So the Ray add-on, please. Yeah, the Ray add-on is basically, I'll show you just real quick just to answer that question. Let me go ahead and open up my page here. And let's go and just bring in let's go and bring artwork in. Let me go to shapes. No. I want to go to editor. Let's go ahead and do a star, okay? Or we'll actually do lines, and we'll do a 6-line feature. We'll do that. Let's go add a little slant to it and a little bit of curve. Okay, the way that works, let's get rid of the rhinestone design I already have in there. There we go. Highlight this. I'll go to Smart Design. Let's go to, that's Embroidery Styles. Let's go to Smart Design. Let's go to Hotfix. Let's go and go to Ray. And it's going to do exactly what you think it's going to do. So right now it's calculating. Go to path. All right, there's the path. Okay, so I'm going to click on this, and let's change it to Hold on. I think I did it wrong. Let me try it again. Let me go to a, let's just draw it out. That way everybody could see what it does. The ray, basically it's a column. I'm just going to draw a column. And see, it just puts a varying line right there. If I want to just do a straight line, and I guess I got to do a 4-point. And now the other one actually, let's go to Smart. Actually, the other one is the multicolor array design. It allows you to put multiple colors in there, and then if you want to add more, you can actually tell it, I want to put maybe 3 or 4. All right. And then there's your 4 stones, and now you can choose your 4 stones. They have 4 stone colors. There's a lot of cool tools on here on the fill, okay, that we can cover in the weeks to come, okay. And the view hasn't changed at all. You still have your zoom levels, your normal views, your 3D views, okay. The 3D view with auxiliary basically shows you the graphic as well as the rhinestone information. You could turn off rulers here. You could turn off your scroll bars. Okay, you do have snap 2 points here. Okay, you have your satellite view, which allows you to work and zoom into different areas of your design screen here, which I use quite a lot. Simulation and stitch navigation, if you're using embroidery, it tells you what stitch numbers are. Continuous drawing allows you to take a design and continuously drawing it, okay, through the realm of the page. And then you have your measuring tool, which actually allows you to measure distances. Okay. The other difference is when you release your ruler at this time, the gray box stays up there so you can see what your distance is on your measurement. Before, when you released your left mouse button, that gray box kind of went away. So that was a nightmare. Okay, that covers today's session on the introduction for Hotfix. We've got a lot more to cover tomorrow. In 2 weeks from now. Okay, we're going to talk about the different other screens here, like how come the left chest, the left bar information, like Smart Design and all these other tools are missing. They're all up here now. They put them up on a menu bar. Okay, and we'll actually have some fun creating other designs. Tomorrow you'll get an email indicating that thank you for attending our Tech Talk today, and you'll also get a download link where you can download today's video. Okay. So it was nice meeting you guys. I hope I answered all your questions as best to meet your satisfaction. And you have a great weekend. And I got one more question here. Is recommended computer system still the same? Oh, no. RAM. Listen, the system requirements of the software has not changed. You still want an Intel processor of at least 3.4 gigahertz processing speed is what you'll want, okay? At least 2.8, but I recommend 3.4 because the software does a lot of processing, okay? And you want a speed of processing when it's creating a backup file. You want that backup time to be instantaneous almost. So definitely get a 3.4 gigahertz Intel processor. Do not go AMD. AMD causes interrupts and it's not really good with stationary graphics editing like Sierra and CorelDRAW and Photoshop and all that stuff. The other thing is, they say they want you to have at least 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's great for today. I have 16 gigabytes in my computer because I add software all the time. Okay, I not only do cutting, I also do rhinestones, I do spangle, I do printing, I do all these other things, and I need the RAM in there so I don't have to buy a computer every 2 years because I just ran out of resources. So I get 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's enough for me for at least 6 years. And the video card, you want a dedicated video card. Buying a computer off the shelf, you're not going to have a video card. You're going to have what's called shared video. It's going to share the resources with your onboard RAM. Get a dedicated video card graphics on your computer with at least 2 gigabytes of its own RAM memory. Okay, the software works great when you have a graphics card. It hangs up and delays and freezes until it catches up if you don't have that graphics card. Okay, but as far as that was the same specs that you had on version 15 as well as version 11. Processor, Intel. 3.2 to 3.4 gigahertz recommended. I recommend. RAM, at least 8. I would recommend 16. Graphics card, get an NVIDIA graphics card, NVIDIA GeForce card, with at least 1 gigabyte of RAM on it. I recommend 2. Again, to stave off obsolete, your computer becoming obsolete too fast. Okay. It's a lot of information in an hour, and my mouth is dry. So I appreciate all your questions. Hope I answered them all for you. We'll be back here next week doing the Stitch Era Liberty part of it, which is the embroidery part of it, an introduction. If you have that, please come. And the week after that, we'll keep going on into the introduction into version 17 and Hotfix. Have a great weekend, guys. Thanks for coming.